So we want to calculate 2 2/3 plus 1 3/5. Let's do this one by turning them into improper fractions. So 3 times 2 is 6, add 2 is 8. So that's going to be 8/3. 5 times 1 is 5, add 3 is 8. So that one's going to be 8/5. Now we want a common denominator. And 3 times 5 is 15 is the best one we can use. So here we multiplied by 5, so we need to do the same to the top. So that's going to be 40 over 15. Here we multiplied by 3, so we need to do the same to the top, so that's 24. And that gives us 64 over 15. Now 15 goes into 64 4 times. 4 times 15 is 60. So it goes in 4 whole times with a remainder of 4. So the answer is 4 and 4/15. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same example again using the second method. So I'm just going to do that over here. So the second method, we deal with the whole number parts. So we're going to do 2 plus 1, and then the fractional parts. And we do 2/3, add 3/5. Now 2 plus 1 is just 3. And then with the fractions, we need the common denominator of 15. I multiplied the bottom by 5, so I do the same to the top. So that one's going to be 10 over 15. I multiplied the bottom here by 3, do the same to the top there. So I get 9 over 15. So I now have 3 plus 19 over 15. Now 15 goes into 19 once with a remainder of 4. And then we'll just add the whole number parts again, which gives me 4 and 4/15. I missed the one off of the 15th just there. So you can see both methods work absolutely fine for this particular example. And you could use either method equally well. Now, Part B is designed to highlight the problem with the first method where we do the improper fractions, because we're going to get some very big numbers here. And remember, you're going to be asked to do questions like this without the calculator, because with the calculator, you just don't need to really think too much at all. You can just use the appropriate template here and do 8 and 7/12. And add to that 9 and 5/18. And if we want that as a mixed number, it's 17 and 31 over 36. I might make a note that that is the answer. But as I said, you're going to be asked to do this without a calculator. But I'm going to use the calculator to do the intermediate calculations here. Otherwise, we'll be here all day. So I want to make this improper. So I'm going to need to do 12 times 8 plus 7. So 12 times 8 and 7. But as I said, you wouldn't have the calculator for that. That's 103. And then over here, I'm going to have to do 18 times 9. And add 5 to that. So 167 over 18. Now, a common denominator for those is 36. That's the best one we could do. And so what have I done? I've got to do the 103, multiply that by 3. So that's going to be 309. And the 167 needs to be doubled. So it's not that difficult to do in your head, but it's 334. And then I'll add those together, So that is going to be 643 over 36. Now, how many times does 36 go into 643? Offhand, I don't know without thinking about it. So 643 divided by 36, it goes in 17 whole times. And then we've got to do 17 times 36. What does that come to? 612. 643 take away 612 is 31. So I've got 17 and 31 36th, which is the correct answer. I used the calculator for a lot of that. That would have taken me quite a bit of time without the calculator. So that's a real downside of the improper fractions method. Works very well provided the numbers aren't too big. What about the second method for this one? So with the second method, I'm going to split out the 8 and the 9 and the 7/12 and the 5/18, and we'll do those separately. Well, 8 times 9 is 17. Common denominator here needs to be 36. 12 and 18 both go into 36. To go from 12 to 36, I multiply by 3. So I'm going to do that to the 7. To go from 18 to 36, I multiply by 2, do that to the 5. And then you can see I've got 17 and 31 over 36. Didn't need to use my calculator at all for the intermediate calculations and did it fairly quickly. So for this example, I would say that this method is definitely the best.